Hello everyone, I'm A.D. Ramsey of Davita Handcraft Soap, and we are back for another collaboration. I love the collaborations, they're so much fun. So this collaboration, we're supposed to talk about or make a soap that inspired us from a television show, something maybe we watched as a child, our favorite TV shows. And I know that a lot of folks, they watched Cheers or Friends or Seinfeld. I wasn't a fan of any of those shows. As a child, I didn't watch very much television because we weren't allowed to watch TV by ourselves. So, when as a kid, we could watch Sesame Street, Jack O'Lane, and Walter Cronkite. That's about it. But as I got older and could pick my own television shows, I watched Benny Hill, Cell Block H, and James at 15, and then they crossed that out and it was James at 16. But I've always liked the old school, the Rifleman, Banachek, Barnaby Jones, Perry Mason was my all-time favorite. The ones that were in black and white, and the updated version in the 80s as well. Columbo. I just really like Murder, She Wrote. I could go on and on with that same genre of movies. TV shows. Because I don't know. I'm not a fan of comedies. I'm not a fan of situation sitcoms. They're just so lame to me. Even the good ones, like the innovative ones. I didn't watch Friends because that was just such a poor ripoff of Ellen's show that she had at the time before she came out as a lesbian, called These Friends of Mine. And then they changed it to the Ellen show once Friends actually became so popular. And once Ellen came out on national television, which at that time in particular, it definitely was not a thing, and she got the whole boot. And so I don't know, I'm just not a fan. I was speaking to someone today, and they were saying how much they really enjoyed The Office. Well, I definitely can't watch that because when The Office originally aired, of course, this was in the UK. I watched it while I was living there. So by the time I got back to the States a few years later, they had adapted two British shows, Deal or No Deal and The Office. Deal or No Deal, the American version was so flashy with all the girls standing with the suitcases. That's not the original version. It was literally like one person had some 6-foot tables with some suitcases, and people went crazy for that show. And so, of course, by the time it got to America, it was updated and super, super fancy. So I don't have a particular soap that I'm going to make. I'm going to just make a basic unscented batch because I need a unscented soap. But the shards that I will be using, this is part of one of the last of my my peels. In fact, some of these are the ones that I have for the market. When I make a soap, I take an end piece and I shave it with a peeler so that I can put it in a little cup. The person can take a piece of the shaving, smell it, and throw it in the trash. And so I came up with that idea just before COVID because I didn't like the idea of everybody touching everyone's soap. So I had already implemented it just when COVID shut everything down and we were reopening stuff. So that's my soap for today. And my favorite show, I really don't have one. I have memories, of course, of watching the Andy Griffin Show because of Opie. Good times. I have fond memories of A Different World. But to actually say that I sat down and watched a series, no, not my thing. So this collaboration, as in collaborations of the past, there's different time zones. There's a few people doing this collaboration, and they may not have their video up quite yet, but please follow the hashtag and it should take you to their video, and it's in the description bar. Could be fancy and shape these in mica like Miss Shauna does hers, and that's such a pretty effect. But nah, we're just gonna dump them in here because I need an unscented soap. Well, I say unscented. Of course, the shards are scented. Ooh, this looks so ugly. This does not look attractive at all. But I know that once the soap starts to cure, it won't look so putrid. I say that with confidence, of course. I'm so curious to see what shows people are going to pick. I think there's going to be a couple of, like I said, the popular ones: Cheers, Friends, Seinfeld, The Office. I also think there's going to be some like Gunsmoke, maybe. No, that's way back. Maybe, I don't know. Most television shows now are on demand. So it's not as if they, I think that they don't have the same watching power. And there's a lot more networks and ways that you can actually watch television opposed to just having 3 networks. Plus your local stations would have Captain Kangaroo, which I didn't like too many of the kids shows other than Sesame Street because they were just creepy to me. Mr. Rogers, creepy. Captain Kangaroo, creepy. I was too old once the Reading Rainbow came out, so I didn't watch that. But yeah, kids shows weren't my vibe. Maybe someone will do a Sex in the City. I know they're getting ready to do a reboot of that, a prequel. I know Kim Cattrall will not be involved in it. Scandaloso. Oh, I did watch, speaking of Scandaloso, I love the soaps because I would watch them with my grandmother, of course. They weren't called soaps back then by people. They were called the stories. And once I started watching them on my own, I much preferred the telenovela. It was in closed caption, of course, because I couldn't speak Spanish fluently. And I just like theirs way better because they didn't drag out storylines. They moved very, very quickly, and it was a resolution. There weren't, 5 years later, oh, that's Victor Newman's kid. Victor was forever having kids on the Young and the Restless. I remember when Nikki was not even the main character. Her sister and her brother were the main characters in their family. And her hair was so long. There was a scene she got on a bicycle and her hair almost would touch the pedals. Of course, that was in the 70s. I say, of course, that was in the 70s. Okay, this is what it looks like. And I will give it a little spritz. And we will come back on tomorrow. So it's the next day, and this turned out so much nicer. I'm very pleased because it was looking a little Pepto-Bismol. Dismal. Let's give it a slice. I don't know if this is gonna be too big. Here on this channel, never. Oh, cute. So this is nice and fall looking. Ooh. And way too big. No. What? You? Okay. So I want to thank everyone who participated in this year's collaboration about the television shows. How cute. Oh, I love it. And look, that one has a circle in mid. Ooh, and it smells wonderful too. You can really smell the, these are too big. You can really smell the cocoa butter. Squirrel. As I was saying. Thank you to all who are participating. I look forward to seeing everybody's video. I'm pretty excited about that actually. I think that's going to be really fun. And you all have a great day. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider it. Thank you. Bye. I'm inching in just a little bit more. Forget it. One more slice. Think this is the winner, y'all. No.